Hello, hello. The day has finally arrived. It is NFL Sunday kickoff. We are just a couple hours away from Red Zone, from sweating fantasy lineups, the Owners Club, Rumble, all of the things going down today. We are going to be live with you all the way up until lock here. I'm going to be joined by Cupe. I'm going to be joined by Justin. We're going to be talking strategy, breaking down the slate, answering your questions in chat, and just talking some football. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions of NFL fans around the world, from the OTM headquarters to your ears, let's get ready to rumble!
JM's in the chat. We got Eagle Putt, T-Man, Sergeant Stogie, Alan Through, Big Umbrella, Mari, Fuller Lifestyle, Hugo, and Coop in the building. JM to all of you. And again, happy NFL Sunday. We are less than 2.5 hours away now. Less than 2.5 hours away. A full slate of football games going down here. Make sure you're getting all of your lineups in, getting your season-long lineups in, getting your TOC lineups in, your Rumble lineups in, getting prepared for the NFL All-Day Playbook. We've got all the things happening. So we're just going to start with a couple quick programming notes. Make sure everybody's in the know about what we've got going on here at OTM. Then we're going to bring Coop on up. Then we're going to bring on Justin and talk some more strategy. Get Justin's thoughts here on this Sunday morning. How he's feeling about the week one slate. Maybe get some of his favorite plays. Talk some TOC strategy. Talk about our favorite TOC plays of the week. And a little throwback, too. Back in the day, we used to create our all-joker TOC lineup. So if we had 5 jokers, one of each position, and we had the option to play the quote-unquote optimal lineup using the best cards at every position, what would that lineup look like? We're going to build that lineup together, get Justin's thoughts on all of it. And I'll tell you what, when we did that the first time around, you would be absolutely shocked at how often the quote-unquote optimal lineup did not do very well. Did not do very well. Shows the kind of uniqueness of TOC. Definitely hard to predict what's going to happen, and also goes to show that just because you have the best cards doesn't mean you're going to be winning every single week. That's why we play the games, ladies and gentlemen. That is why we play the games. Got to see what happens out there on the field. All right, so here we go. Let's do a little screen share action, get a lay of the land, see where things stand currently, and then we'll bring on our friends to join us. So for TOC, look at this. We have just 36 more packs until we unlock the next 200K gold. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. We got the OTM mug early here today. No better way to kick off a Sunday. Got to have the coffee there. Got the OTM hat. We got a little repping our friends over at Underdog with the shirt here this morning. But yeah, 36 more packs sold, and then we'll be unlocking the next 200K in prizing, which will bring the total to 1.8 million gold, aka $180,000 for the year. Checking out the lobby, the main event has now cracked 1,000 entries. The low ball with the lowest number of entries there with just 632. And remember, we are running our mass entry incentive. So for every single user that max enters the 2023 contest, so everything except for the OG, the main event, the low ball, the side hustle, and the Island of Misfit cards, max enter all of these 5 times each, and you will be splitting 50,000 gold, aka $5,000, with all of the other users that also max enter. I believe somebody in Discord a day or two ago said that there were 52 people that maxed the low ball, which means that at least as of that time, the most number of people that could enter into that giveaway split is 52 people, which is what, an automatic $100 or 1,000 gold back there for each of the users. So if you're close to filling out all those lineups, now's a good time to go scoop up an extra pack or two. Max enter those contests. And remember, as you're buying packs, we have our always on buy 5, get 1 free special. So for every 5 packs that you purchase, you will automatically get another one for free. And there's no limit to how many times that you can take advantage of that deal. So that's what we're looking at for TOC. We've also got trades flying off the hook here. So if you are not yet, check out that activity feed. One of my favorite pages that I've been checking out on a regular basis just to see all the packs that are being opened, see all the trades being made, and you see some marketplace sales. Oh, we got no data now. We got no data now. For anybody that was up late last night and checking out this page, I saw a little sneak peek of some marketplace sales. Marketplace is coming to you next week. Going to be fun there. But yeah, people making trades here. So if you are someone who has, maybe you have not yet taken advantage of the OG exchange deal. If you exchange 5 of your OG cards, you can become eligible for a buy 1, get 1 free special. So if you're out there and you have OG cards and you have not yet done the exchange, what are you waiting for? Get on in there, head on over to your collection and the exchange tab. You can see that I've already done it, and this is what you'll see if you have already exchanged in the 5 moments. If not, it looks exactly like the trade tool. You take 5 OG cards, exchange them in. And if you don't own OG cards, head on over to the Discord, and I assure you, you can find yourself a trading partner that will get you the 5 OG cards you need so that you can trade on in and become eligible for that 5 or buy 1, get 1 special. Too many deals, getting them confused in my head. So that's the quick status update on TOC. Let's do a quick status update on Rumble Legends as well. Look at that. 354,000 gold in the prize pool. We've officially cracked 35K. We also released the payout structure last week. So let's pull that up here too on the old X machine. Here we go. First off, check out this tweet. If you're still a little uncertain about what's going on with Rumble Legends, I think this video breaks it down pretty well. 2-minute video explaining what Rumble Legends is, what the payout structures look like. And what we have is 2 guarantees in the Rumble Legends game. So this is a sample payout. It was based on this 297,000 gold at the time. That's obviously already increased. So this prize pool will continue to increase, but this sample payout gives you an idea of what you can expect, and it comes with 2 guarantees. So first off, we are guaranteeing 50,000 gold, aka $5,000 to first place, to the winner in the Week 17 final. This will also include a trip to Vegas with myself, Cupe, Justin, Neil, that will be taking place next summer, similar to the Vegas trip that we did this past July, which was a fantastic time. And then number 2, you get 100 gold guaranteed for every golden ticket that you win, right? So I think there's a little bit of this narrative out there that like, oh, you can only win at the end in Rumble Legends, but that's not true, because every single week, whoever finishes in the top 50, you end up getting not only your golden ticket and your entry into the finals that begin in Week 15, but you're also getting that 100 gold right into your account that week. So every single week, 50 people from the qualifier will get 100 gold into their account. There will also be 10 people from the Jolly Joker qualifier that will get that 100 gold into their accounts. So yeah, there we have it. 2 samples there. And then from there, when it comes down to the final tournament, it's structured very similar to a best ball tournament, similar to what we see in Underdog Best Ball, similar to what we see in DraftKings Best Ball. And it's going to come down to that Week 17 sweat, which is going to be awesome, right? The 100 people that end up in that Week 17 tournament are going to have a very realistic shot at notching that $5,000 top prize. And also, everybody in the top 3, you're making at least $1,500. Lots of different ways to win here. And then also remember, you can win unlimited golden tickets. So we talk about 100 gold for each golden ticket that you earn, but you can be earning multiple tickets every single week and stacking up those golden tickets, chipping away at the $99 that you spent on the season pass every single week, getting closer and closer to that break-even point, all while, again, stacking up all of those entries into the final where you have the chance to win big. So there we have it there. I'm going to bring on Cupe and Justin shortly to start talking about the old slate that we've got going on here. I put out this little tweet earlier, or post, whatever. I'm trying so hard to say post and X, but I still say tweet and Twitter every once in a while. But I put this out earlier. I don't know how many people here actually know a ton of my background, but I used to get in the streets in daily fantasy sports. I used to be battling out there pretty heavily in DraftKings and FanDuel. And, I put that I'd have 10K plus on the line here. That would be, pretty much every season for a couple of years. That would be my kind of standard volume. And there was even a season or two where I would have 50K on the line. And those were good times. And like I said, I was in there battling, playing some high stakes stuff, had some pretty good success. But today I've got $0 on the line, $0, and I feel good about it. It's been, a bit of a different experience, I would say, the past year or two as OTM has started, and the last 2 years I did all the OTM stuff, and then would also continue dabbling in my own personal fantasy sports play, but I'm not saying I'm not going to play at all this season, but that's kind of my plan here. I'm focused on what we've got going on here at OTM. I'm focused on making sure that we're providing fun games and experiences for all of you. And it takes a lot of my time and focus and energy. And if you want to play DFS seriously and have a legitimate chance at winning, you got to put a good amount of time and focus and energy and all of that into it. So I just wanted to share a little bit about that. Different Sunday sweat for me here. I'm gonna be sweating on behalf of all of you instead of my own lineups. But that's also why we got to bring the man himself on, Justin. He's gonna be joining us, I think, in 10 minutes to break down the slate, to give us that alpha, to let us know what's going on from a strategy perspective, because he's our in-house resident guru. He's still mixing it up in the streets. He's going to have all the takes. We're going to talk through his top plays, talk through, again, that TOC optimal lineup, all of that. So yeah, Justin's going to be joining us in 10 minutes, but someone else is going to be joining us too. We got to get the vibes high. We got to get the energy up. So let's go on. Decked out in his Steelers gear, we've got Cupe. There we go. What's going on, Cupe?
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Week 1 NFL is finally here. We are 2 hours and where the heck did the lobby go? 2 hours and 9 minutes and 4 seconds away from the 1 p.m. lock. Definitely want everyone to get their lineups in. Did a Friday giveaway show, and a lot of people were requesting that all Jokers lineup. So we're going to get the Herzig bot on here. We're going to talk through the slate. We're going to make up the all Jokers team. If you could create a lineup with 5 Jokers in it, which you cannot, only we can do it on this show. We will give you the optimal lineup. So got a graphic for that. All of you guys out there. I think one of the biggest things to make sure you're taking a look at and sneaky alpha is already out there. Go to otmnft.com, go to the far right in the top navigation, click content. The first article ranks every single TOC card. Justin put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this. If anyone knows football, it's Justin. If anyone knows the entire position group across every team, it's Justin. Gives you the breakdown of his top cards at every position. And everyone seems to be all over this Miami Los Angeles Chargers game. Gonna be a fantastic one. The Thunder Horsies for any OGs out there. I have a feeling you might see the Thunder Horsies graphic in one of our jokers that we put into this optimal lineup.
Yeah, as Cupe said, make sure you check that article out, ranking every TOC card by position. Absolutely critical as you're thinking through value and thinking through your lineups. So you got the quarterbacks here. Quarterbacks, that's obviously the position that is the most similar to your regular fantasy outlook. But once you get into running back, once you get into running wide receiver, tight end, you're talking about those full position groups scoring. And that's where, for example, you got Atlanta running back coming in at number 1 because you've got Bijan at the helm there, but you've also got Tyler Algier in the backfield. You've got Cordero Patterson hanging out somewhere there. And you just know that the Falcons in general are going to be a team that likes to run the damn football. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to have Justin joining us shortly. I'm sure we'll talk about these rankings as well. I'm sure we'll also talk about them with respect to week 1 here and who has the best matchups, who's in the highest paced games with the highest Vegas totals, as Cupe was just mentioning. Lots of talk about that Miami and LAC game here. And I'll tell you what, TOC bore fruit the first game of the football season this year. Now, we didn't get any crazy Thursday night wrinkles because, the football gods are waiting for the marketplace to be open until that happens. So they give us a nice,
those football gods.
TOC, or a nice, boring TOC style game. But what we did see bear fruit with TOC is that, as you can see here, Kansas City tight end, Justin's number 1 ranked. This was, of course, created when Travis Kelce was healthy. Kelce misses week 1, but you've still got, oh my God, I'm blanking on the dude's name. Who's the guy that scored the touchdown? Something with a B. I don't know. The backup, the third string.
Bell. Something Bell.
Bell.
I don't know who the heck.
Yes.
I barely know
Either
the starters.
You exactly. You don't even know. You don't even need to know who they are. But Noah Gray had himself a half decent game. Bell, the backup tight end, typically third string one, scores a touchdown. So was loving to see. There it is, Blake Bell.
Shout out,
Stogie's got it. Yeah, Jody Forston, the best. Miss those days. But yeah. So
before we get too much into strategy, TJ, I will say I saw your tweet, your posts. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna help do it.
Mm-hmm.
We all need to help do it. We got to get out of the old language and into the new language. I saw your post this morning, and I had a big smile on my face, but I also had a small tear coming out of my eyes. If anyone out there as OGs knows your relationship, TJ and I went to college together, played hockey together, have been friends for a long time. And man, football season rolls around. And one of my favorite things to do is honestly listen to and hear about all of the sweats that happen in the high stakes DFS space. So seeing TJ take a step back, as I had that smile on my face because I know how hard it is to run the site that we run, provide the experiences that we provide, and how dedicated you need to be thinking about our customers. And I know how much effort you've put into it, but then the sweats, the conversations, the Sunday back and forth, the 150 texts within 5 minutes on a Sunday, and in the end of the first slate, heading into the 4:00 slate. I'm gonna miss all of that with you, but man, Justin has he's gonna carry the load for us for sure. Excited to see what happens, but yeah, one of my favorite things is sweating the guys that are playing at the highest stakes, and now we've got Rumble. We've got TOC. Going to be sweating all of you guys that are out there playing. Going to be sweating all of you guys that have multiple entries in these contests. Going to be really fun to see how the leaderboard shakes out. But yeah, seeing high-end stakes players play is honestly fantastic. There's really nothing better in any peer-to-peer gaming ecosystem, poker, fantasy sports, DFS, anytime you're playing against someone else, there's really nothing better than, we'll steal the poker language, heads up for rolls, if you will. And I really think that, one, it grabs attention. Two, it goes to show you that people put so much time, effort, and energy into playing and into hobbies that they enjoy, right? And part of the reason why we do all this is because it was such a fun thing. Fantasy sports has been part of my life for a long time, obviously been a massive part of TJ and Justin's life, so it's going to be a little different, but it's fun to have a community of you all grinding out there, talking trades. Nothing pumps me up when there's 65 messages in Discord that I haven't read, and I get to go back and read every single one of them. So shout out to you guys all out there enjoying the games we have to offer, providing the feedback, giving us things to look forward to, giving us improvements to make, giving us things to think about. It's going to be an awesome season. Going to be a really fun season. But yes, big smile, small tear.
Pour one out for my fantasy football career. Never call it dead though. Could always come back.
Never
I'm
dead.
sure. I'm sure I'll dabble some weeks, but definitely not.
Also,
I
wanted to come in today. I know it's all about NFL, but I mean, we got to hit on a couple things. Last night, put them up in the chat. I saw one of our good friend Jack Settleman had a $10,000 bet on Texas. Hook'em Horns just took it absolutely directly to Alabama last night. It was an awesome college football game. One of the things that I've really enjoyed is watching college football and watching those top end athletes transform into great NFL players. Going to be awesome to watch Bijan Robinson this year. Going to get the ball as many times as possible if you're Atlanta running back. So volume over everything there, as Justin, I'm sure we'll talk about. But yeah, the college slates have been pretty good already, and we're only 2 weeks into the season. Going to be fun to follow that as well.
We are, baby. Penn State just laying the absolute hammer on Delaware. Why are we even playing Delaware?
Penn State looks good.
Well, I mean, I already saw, I think I saw this on Twitter. Are people already talking about Alar as potentially not next year's number one pick, but potentially?
I mean, I think
after,
he has the prototype
after the Caleb Williams year,
yes,
him just being the number one pick the following year, quite possibly. I mean, he's got some, I feel like he's got some Mahomes stuff going on with the way he is able to move his legs and swivel his hips and make those throws. And man, after what Sean Clifford was a Penn Stater through and through. But it's nice to watch a real quarterback out there and not just this grown man that's just trying to muscle his way down the field, which I feel like is what Clifford was essentially doing, especially in that super senior year. It's not nice to see this young guy. He's a good player.
Completely agree. It is incredible as a Penn State fan to watch a quarterback change the play at the line of scrimmage and actually change it to the right play. I don't think we've seen that for years. First time in a long time, we're in the conversation for best quarterback in the Big Ten. And Alar has a ton of capabilities, ton of upside. Got compared to Josh Allen yesterday. I guess he's the exact same size, maybe 5 pounds.
I think he's 6'5". Yeah, 6'5", 245 or something. That's a big boy.
So he's got a little less athleticism than definitely way less athleticism than Mahomes, and even a little less athleticism than Josh Allen. But man, in terms of arm talent, in terms of trying to understand the quarterback position, he definitely seems to have a good grasp on the offense. So going to be a really fun season in college football altogether this year for sure. Not great for Penn State though that Texas is good and that Florida State is also really good. Both of those programs with massive victories here in the first 2 weeks. Florida State over LSU last week, and then Texas over Bama. Obviously, when those two schools are good, you're going to get the SEC champion in the Final Four. You're going to get the Big Ten champion in the Final Four. Sometimes you can sneak in two schools, but if Florida State runs the table, which looks like they definitely could, Clemson looks pretty bad. Miami might have something to say about that. So that should be a really fun seeing how those schools pile up against each other. But if Texas ends up not slipping up and they end up not slipping up, it's going to be hard for Penn State. Going to have to beat Ohio State, going to have to beat Michigan, going to have to win the Big Ten to get into the Final Four.
As always, the season will come down to 2 games and 2 games only. The beauty of college football. I do see Steven in chat here saying, I just purchased a ticket and have no idea how to use it. So it takes a little bit of time for the entries to update, but you should be able to just head on over to the Rumble lobby. So otmnft.com/rumble/lobby. And then now that you own a ticket, you should be eligible to enter one lineup into the Rumble Legends Qualifier 1. So I'll go ahead and share the screen on that just so that everybody is clear on what's going on here. So in the Rumble lobby, we have the 2 Rumble Legends qualifiers. So we have the standard qualifier 1. This is where the top 50 are winning a golden ticket, which also gets you that immediate payout of 100 gold. As you can see, if you do not own a pass or a ticket, it will tell you that a pass or a ticket is required. If you do have a pass or a ticket, you'll be able to enter right from there. And then same thing with the Jolly Joker qualifier. You must own at least 1 season pass in order to enter the Jolly Joker qualifier. If you own that season pass, then you'll see the enter button here and you'll be able to enter as many lineups as Jolly Jokers that you held as of the snapshot. And then going forward, as the contest gets created each week, however many Jokers you own at the time of the contest creation is how many lineups you will get. So if maybe you used to own 3 Jokers and you've bought 2 more in the past week, this week you'll still only have your 3 lineups because we had week 1's a little different just because the contest opened early. But when the week 2 contests open, you'll then have 5 lineups for your new Jokers there. So hopefully that answers your question, Steven. And then you can also see that we have our 100 gold buy-in tournament here with 70 entries. We have our 500 gold tournament with 5 entries here, and then 1 single Sergeant Stogie all alone right now in the 500 gold double up. Nobody wants to take on Stogie head to head, but you can head on over and enter any of those lineups in the Rumble lobby.
Yeah, a couple of other things too. I saw that comment. If you aren't in our Discord, definitely get in the Discord. Link is in the description. Just tag myself or any of us. We're in there. We will be in there until lock, making sure that everyone gets added to the contest. If you're out there buying your Rumble Legends season passes, like TJ said, it will take a second for the Jolly Joker qualifier contest to kick in. But if you don't see them, don't know where to go, just fire a question into Discord. We'll make sure you guys know exactly where to go. Definitely want to make sure everyone gets into the contest this week. So can help out on all that stuff.
There we have it. All right, people. We've talked enough logistics here. It's time to bring on a man that looks ready for football season. Last I checked, it's not November yet, but you would think it is because we've got the mustache man back in action. Justin Herzig comes in on mute, or no, not even on mute.
Amateur hour.
Disconnected speaker.
That was gold right there. What he said was absolute gold. It will not be.
We should have just let him keep going.
To you all.
Just screaming into the abyss.
Been mouthing.
At least we can see the mustache.
It is glorious. I love the sun in the background. A little nothing like a
Justin's going to go ahead and get himself situated. Then we're going to bring him back on. We're going to break down the slate, talk through games, talk through favorite plays. All right, let's see. No? Still no? Shaking his head no. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I wouldn't say a super regular occurrence, but it's definitely not an infrequent occurrence to have some technical difficulties here at OTM headquarters. All right, so we've got Becoming Dr. TJ. I bought tickets. Where is the ticket contest? I bought season pass, so I can do both JJ and Rumble qualifier. So you should see those in the Rumble Legends lobby now. 1 second.
I got it. I posted it in response. It doesn't come across as a link in YouTube, but if you take that link, that will take you directly to the lobby. And then as TJ shared his screen, you'll see 2 contests at the top. the Rumble Legends Week 1 qualifier contest. That requires the ticket. You'll also see in the enter, in the far right enter, it shows you pass or ticket is required. You'll have that. So it may take a second to kick in. And then secondary, the second contest down is the Jolly Joker qualifier. If you hold a Jolly Joker, you'll get into that contest as well. So that contest, if you have a season pass, you need a Jolly Joker and a season pass, not just a ticket for the Joker qualifier contest. You need a season pass. So you need both of those things.
How are we doing?
We got volume. We
There
got
we go,
volume.
We are on the road, as you can tell. We are not in the normal house, so we had to get things situated. We still got the dong over here. We still got we got everything going. But JM, how we doing?
Ready for some football.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Ready for some football. Ready to get your takes on what's going on the slate today. Yeah, how you feeling? What's your process looking like this Sunday morning?
Let's see. So a little different because I've been doing some Sims. So you got to get in the lab.
You're running the Sims?
I'm doing some Sims.
Oh, baby. This is why I don't play anymore. See, people, this is why I'm out. Now we got people like Justin running the Sims. It's over. It's over.
It's legit
RIP.
a whole new game. Like, it's crazy. But like, so the idea to give people some backstory here. Sims are simulations. The game from DFS has basically evolved from play the best plays and think through who are like the best talent and their opportunity. And then it turned into more kind of projections and figuring out who has the best projections. And you've got like lots of teams that are really doing this. And then you get into the optimizers where it's like, okay, so these are the best projections. And based off this, these are the highest projected lineups. And then you evolve to, okay, but you don't just want the average. You want like what is the floor and ceiling scenarios to be baked in. And so, heavily going to like use that running back and the flex on FanDuel, because even if their projection might be a little lower, you still have more confidence in it. And they definitely have that higher floor. And then you've gone to, okay, well, now everyone's basically just going to have the same lineups anyways. So do I get off that train and do I do 2v2s? Now it's turned into a late swap game where you want to figure out like, hey, how can I leave myself an extra door? Basically an extra door down the road where if I'm doing poorly now and I know I'm on that train or I'm lower than the train, I then have a late swap option. And now we've gotten into the world of Sims, which is you can basically, when you take in projections, you take in ownership projections, so where we think players, how often they're going to be played. You can now run simulations to figure out what the EV of your lineup is based off those inputs. And these simulations are not just saying like, hey, here's a range of outcomes for a player, but they're actually going play by play for various games. So there's correlation aspects for, building in like, hey, QBs and opposing wide receivers. The game's gotten crazy. I think for people who are playing cash, simulation doesn't really matter. This is far more of the GPP life. I still not like max entering the main stuff, but I did end up max entering the Superflex contest this week because like who's playing Superflex, and I think there's actually some edge there. But overall, it's I figure I can't not at least like go in with the simulation mindset and see if there's value there. But it's crazy. It's crazy.
Love it. So did you subscribe to one of these sim sites then?
Solver just came out. So
ECR I didn't realize it actually came out.
It is free this week. So if anybody wanted to kind of get in there and play with it at the high level, like you basically take your lineup that you're looking at and then you hit the run simulations. I mean, here, you want to do a little screen share? We'll just
kind of. I'm curious.
Awesome. Guys, this just take it from me here. Let's let TJ and Justin talk. And like, what in the world did you just say? What is happening? This is why you just got to play a TOC. I mean, we're talking about running sims. We're talking about AI models. We're talking about game theories. We're talking about a billion things that I have no clue what you just said.
My favorite here, Coop. I'm making, you know what? You're the one that's going to build this lineup, and then we're going to simulate it and see how you,
I'm getting equity in this lineup. If that's the case, I'm getting equity here.
You can enter it based off how this lineup's going to look. I feel like I'm just going to let you enter it. So start off, Coop. Let's do it. What do you want to build? We'll go pretty quick. We don't have to go crazy.
Tell me more. What do I need to say here? Tell me more. Yeah. What do you mean? What do I want to build? Any lineup I want?
Yeah. Like this is your lineup. Think of it, a hand build toilet single GPP lineup.
All right.
Steeler
Let's
stack.
go.
I know they're not
Let's
even on
go.
the main
Let's go.
slate.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bummer.
Burrow Chase.
Okay. Even though the game's been going down in the total. But
Yes,
yeah,
let's go
we're good.
Burrow. Exactly why we would go Burrow Chase. This is why you lose in DFS. If you yeah, you could just of course stack up the LAC and Miami game, but why would you do that when you can go Burrow Chase? Let's go Isaiah Likely for chalk tight end. I actually don't. I haven't listened to anything these days because DFS is too hard. So I have no idea. This is like literally as fresh as you could possibly be.
Let's get you a bring back from Cleveland. Who do you want, Chubb or a wide receiver?
Chubb, please.
Okay.
2 chalk pieces. Let's go Jaylen Warren.
That's not on the main slate. Go on.
Oh, that's right.
No, it is. It is. Sorry.
No,
I just
no
haven't chose like anyone from that team this week, so like it hasn't even come into.
All right, that's a guaranteed.
They're just
guaranteed to smash. Okay.
Leverage.
I don't know. Give me the defense that's like not too expensive, but like gonna play decent.
All right. Let's go with Seahawks versus the Rams with no Cooper Kupp, like that.
Okay, I like that.
All right, I'm just gonna help you build this out. We're gonna grab Kenneth Walker as well, correlate with the Seahawks from a rushing aspect. We've got 2 wide receivers left. We're gonna let's grab Jaden Reed as a min-priced guy. He should be somewhere around. There we go, and that leaves us with 6,700 for another wide receiver. Calvin Ridley, Chris Olave. We'll go Chris Olave.
Yeah, Olave feels good.
Okay.
I feel like I feel like if it were me, if it were my lineup, I would just balance Olave with whoever the Jaden Reed. I don't like the Jaden Reed take, but I know Watson is out, so it makes sense for sure.
Yeah, and Dobbs is supposed to be limited. Yeah. So
okay, let's go with it.
Okay, so you basically aren't building your lineups in this. You've already had your lineups. You're using that DFS optimizer that you have up here to actually come up with what this lineup is. But we did a hand built. We did a fun one. You hit simulate here, goes pretty quickly. And what it's going to show you is, all right, your ROI here is on average a negative 33%.
Let's go.
There you go. Your cash rate, about 19% of the time you're cashing. So like here you can see, okay, these are what your kind of top 20%. These are your cash finishes. You want this to be the highest. It's kind of funny. I mean, we did this by hand, so obviously we have. So here's another thing. This is a bad lineup based off. But listen, based off ETR projections and ETR ownership. So basically, what we did is like we've taken suboptimal. I build my lineups heavily off of ETR projections, so when I'm building mine, they look pretty strong. So let me let's do one more real quick, and I'll make it a bit more. I think it's going to be a better one. We're going to go Jalen Hurts. We're going to go Dallas Goedert. We're going to get off of the likely chalk. Well, AJ Brown is low owned.
Is Hurts going to be chalky this week?
Hurts will definitely just for the number 1, but like no one wants to really stack him with anything. So like that's kind of a tricky one because all of the stacks are expensive and like they show out as bad values. AJ Brown is there. Devonta Smith is a bad value here. Tight end, you're basically just going with like Isaiah Likely, so there's no reason to that. On a bring back, you've got Kendrick Bourne is a decent one. Should be able to find that. He's showing up as a good value. All right. Now running backs, we're going to go a bit chalkier because I think we've got some value here. We'll go Mostert, Jamal, Aaron Jones. Devin A-Chain's not playing right now. That was just announced pretty recently. So Mostert is going to just be a beast out there today. Defense, we do not want to go Commanders. That's just way too chalky. Let's grab the Raiders versus Denver. Who knows what happens there? That's leaving us 7,200 for a final wide receiver. And Jalen Waddle off the Tyreek chalk. Well, we have Mostert. Don't want to do that. DK Metcalf, we have nothing here. I like that. Okay, cool. If we simulate this, let's see what that ends up looking like. All right, there we go. 68% ROI, cash rate 27, but we've got a lot of these 1%. This is what we're really looking for is how can we build lineups that when things go well, we're really getting this 1% outcome. And this, you can see we're hitting that 1% 2.34% of the time. that's more than double what we're looking at from a 1%. So this is a pretty solid lineup.
My God, there's way too much math involved in this. What in the world is happening?
That's the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is like very cool, definitely. Like, I mean, the concepts. As someone who's played fantasy for a long time, I've played DFS. I've never maxed DFS. Two things make sense to me here. One, it's very hard to win these contests that are top heavy and that have tons of lineups in them without 150 maxing. Number two, like it's just impossible to hand build a team. It's just like if you straight up hand build a team, is very, very difficult. You have to be very in the know and know all of the info and the details. So,
well, you have to look at, like Justin was saying, you have to be looking at projections and ownership projections. You can't just not have any sense of that and make a team.
But like, okay, so question: how many people playing DFS in the $25 whatever even a millionaire maker? How many people in the millionaire maker are looking at projections, making their lineups? What percentage?
I would say they have projections in their head more than you would think, because even the people who are just like casual fantasy football, like they're still for their home league looking at like rankings and stuff. But like, I don't know how much of them are actually using like a DFS site. I'd say 80 to 90% of entries, maybe 60% of people. Because if you 100, you just have so many people who are doing 150 that are like the pros, that's way outweighing the casual guy who's entering one or two. But because we made this lineup, how can I not at least enter it just in case, right? Like, so.
Oh, baby, let's go.
Oh, you better give me the lineup I made, because I'm definitely entering it. I could care less what the.
Yeah, no,
I could give two craps about.
You could definitely go
ROI or any of that stuff. Doesn't even matter. I mean, so this is a real question for me though. Like DJ Local says it good. To hand build, you have to think completely differently. Isn't this just a pitfall though? Like I'm quote unquote thinking very differently, but it's just a pitfall and just going to lose way more often for sure.
I'm not understanding the question. Come again, sorry.
Like I'm trying to quote unquote think differently.
Okay.
By just hand building. It just feels like it's definitely a losing approach.
Like, but you didn't think. You just said names. That's not like thinking.
No, I think that's I guess I'm very different than you guys. I think plenty of people play DFS just exactly how I played it.
I agree. Oh, definitely. And like I think, but like plenty of people might enter one or two in the millionaire maker.
Right.
But then you have
I agree.
150 people who are entering 150 lineups. And
Makes
rough
sense.
math, is that 3,250?
Yeah, something like that.
Way off. 22,500. I'm trying to think what my math was. So 22,000 lineups though are by pros who are using optimizers and such. So
maybe more than that, I would think.
I'm just saying, I think there's about 150 people who max enter the GPPs. Yeah.
Got
then
it.
there's a whole bunch of people like me who use an optimizer, but like I might enter only 5 or 10. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yep, makes sense.
Crazy. Okay, well, I've got that lineup entered. If we end up banking hard, we're throwing an OTM party. Another pizza party, right. All right. Let's see. Other news. Got Rainmakers going. Got some lineups there. My main lineup is in the rare is a Lamar with Zay Flowers. And then some solid around it from the packs that I got. I made some purchases this morning. I sold that Justin Jefferson from the Elite, so that was good. So I got like 800 and change there that I've been mostly reinvesting. So that was a nice little start there. And have we hit 1.8 million gold yet?
We got to be very close. It was like 30 packs last time I checked.
23 more packs.
We got
23 packs.
We are LeBron or MJ away. Let's hit that during this stream. God, I just love watching that pack feed activity.
Oh, yeah.
Got a couple starter packs being ripped, too, I'm seeing. Okay.
Jonathan, shout out Tiger Mentor. Cupe and himself, the fish. Definitely. I've never claimed, I think it's really important, like never claim to be the sharpest, play for fun, play for the sweat of it, play within your means. Literally, I scream it from the rafters. I screamed it from the rafters for years just watching TJ and Justin play. If you watch a high-end player or even have any insights into how the high-end players play, you just will immediately find out how different of a game is. It is absolutely a different game.
I like it. All right. Every Juggernaut entry you enter, I can give you 3 additional $222 entries for next week. Text from the host. Is that worth doing? What's a Juggernaut? How much
They're
is a
getting you to
Juggernaut?
jam. I got some FanDuel deposit bonus thing that I'm not taking advantage of, but it definitely piqued my interest.
10%? little 10% deposit bonus?
It was even better than that. Yeah, it was
Ooh.
like I think it was 10% up
So-
to
Up to
yeah, I think it
25,000.
was 10% up to like 250K, so you could get
Wow.
25K,
That's awesome.
and they would like pay it out right away, which seems.
Or was it up to 25K, but the 25K is the deposit, not the amount?
No, it was definitely like depositing up to an absurd amount.
That's awesome. The good thing about FanDuel, so like FanDuel never has any playthrough from theirs. They're just pretty solid. They're like, hey, you do this and play through. They kind of expect that you're gonna at least play and not just withdraw. While like DK, when they do their deposit bonuses, it's usually at least a one-time playthrough, but they'll give a little more, like 15%. But they're not doing it this year. At least not to me.
Oh, mine is only the first 2,500 is credited immediately, and then the rest comes in monster vouchers.
Okay, there you go.
That makes more sense. That's still a good deal.
That's still good if you're gonna play. Yeah.
So if I deposited $25,000, then I could get $2,500 free. But I'm not going to do that.
No. All right. Here's the.
I hate free money. Apparently,
yeah. Juggernaut's a $3,300 entry.
Sheesh.
What is that? Like a new version of the Wildcat, a smaller Wildcat or something?
It's let's share the screen.
10 max,
It's like a bigger Thunderdome, smaller Wildcat.
It's a small.
It's like a 10 max or something like that.
All right, here it is. 336 people.
Oh, it's FanDuel. Okay.
Yeah, it's FanDuel.
I was thinking it was
decent actual prize. Like,
oh, that's
breakdown.
A really good payout structure.
Usually they get the criticism for FanDuel recently has been like this would have been 300K to first and then 50K to second.
Yeah.
And that's not an exaggeration. Like, yeah.
3,300. For some reason, I heard that as 333. So this is a big boy tournament.
3,300, and so I'd be getting
and it's 10 max.
666
10 max
back in vouchers. That's like worth $500. So you're getting like 15% back. It's not bad. With it, especially if there's a little overlay. I'll keep an eye on it. Depending on if it ends up being overlay. Might be worth it.
Classic. So classic. Justin, tell the people. Shows on my Underdog Best Ball. I have a solid $91 riding on the year. Curious how deep you are. Maxed.
Let's go. $91. That's that'll feed me Chipotle for a week. Let's go. Let's see. What am I at? Underdog, not too much. Only 12K. 12K on Underdog, but 88K on DraftKings. So yeah.
Nice 100. Smooth 100.
I think the total, I think the total's like 102 or something. But I mean, maxed out that 555 over on DraftKings, which was their big DraftKings.
Did that overlay or did that fill?
No overlay, but they gave a rake back where if you did 150, you got $8,300 back. And then full transparency, I'm staked on that as well. So like
that's right.
There's no risk for me, but and then the people that staked it get equity for that, and then also in my larger best ball portfolio. So but yeah.
50K on top of that Underdog 12K as well with the side bet, right?
Yeah. Side bet's full me. I did not sell any action on that. And feel pretty decent about it. And then I've got another 15K side bet with another poker guy, and then a 5K side bet with Liam.
Love it.
So best ball is where it's at, but now it is DFS, and now it is TOC, and it is Joker time. And Cupe, should we talk some Jokers?
Yeah, we should. TJ is a master of this, sharing the screen. People always watch me on Fridays fumble, sharing the screen, sharing mini graphics, zooming in. I'm not as good as TJ, so I've created the graphic. I've passed it along to the master matriculator over there, the master sharer. But yeah, we were talking Thunder Horses. I know a lot of people in Discord talking about that Miami and Thunder Horsies matchup. I gave a little tease that I thought there would be some Thunder Horsies in the all Jokers lineup. So TJ, without further ado, if you got it,
I got it. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay. Cool.
So for people that don't know, let's talk all Jokers, Justin. In TOC, if you don't know already, there's a Joker card. It is assigned to a position. You can establish any team that you want to be your Joker. It will transform to that team week by week. You can only use, if you're playing the game, you can only use one Joker in a given lineup. So you can use Joker QB, Joker running back, Joker wide receiver, Joker tight end, Joker defense. In 21, when we first broadcast this game, Justin and TJ and others ended up coming up with a 5 Joker lineup. We did it pretty much every week, and you would be shocked how little that we not only didn't cash at the top, but how little we cashed in general. It's quite a challenge to cash, but thought it would be fun to bring this back. An all Joker lineup, the quote unquote optimal, from the man who you just heard has over 100 grand in just best ball lineups. What are we going with week 1, Justin?
And so I'm trying to think back. I think we had like one top 50 finish with the all Jokers.
We definitely had like a top 10.
I
think we had one top 10 or something like that, but the rest were like
Okay.
pretty basic cashes.
I don't think we had more than one top 50. Yeah. And
I agree.
When, like it's tough. It's tough. But I think that also goes to show that, like, hey, cards that you think may not be as strong, like especially with this kind of, is for DFS and for fantasy, I think there's a little more projectability with regards to, like, hey, these are the elite players, and it's extremely difficult for kind of a middle of the road wide receiver to surpass like the Justin Jefferson and such. But I think with this format where it is the more position groups, like, hey, maybe that Minnesota, like if their touchdowns just came on the ground that week, or Minnesota just had a really bad week, then it's very possible that a middle of the road wide receiver card completely surpasses, and that stack ends up at the top of the leaderboard. And we just didn't think of that, include that. So love that. But starting off on the left-hand side, no surprises here. Philadelphia quarterback, Jalen Hurts. We just included him in our lineup that we just created. And for me, I mean, a matchup is nothing to be scared about, but I mean, it's hard not to have Philly QB at the top with what we've seen with Jalen Hurts. And then you also need to include that we already had Patrick Mahomes go earlier in the week. So really this kind of narrowed it down between like maybe Buffalo and Philadelphia. Can't include Baltimore with them missing Mark Andrews. So between Philly and Buffalo, and we went with Philly for this week.
And I imagine week over week, right? The top, it's basically going to be one of the big 3 or 4 as the ranked number 1 going in every week, right? It's going to be Philly, it's going to be KC, Buffalo, maybe a Baltimore here and there. But I think there's a very clear kind of top tier of those rushing quarterback dual threat guys.
Yeah. And as we get into bye weeks and stuff, like I think you could potentially see the Chargers or the Jaguars and stuff. But I think it's a more legitimate argument to be like, hey, I'm going to go with the Chargers stack than say, hey, I think that the Chargers quarterback by themselves are just going to be the number 1 QB. But like in the weeks that Chargers quarterback does end up as the number 1 QB and you play him, it makes a lot of sense to stack them up with those wide receivers because that's where they're most likely going to win. All right, moving forward at the running back, we are going with a rookie, a sophomore, Atlanta running back backfield. They're 3.5-point favorites against Carolina. And when you've got Atlanta as a favorite, week 1, we expect both Bijan and Tyler Algier to be used. It's going to be a strong card all year long, but especially when Atlanta is going to be a favorite, we need to highly consider them as the number 1 overall running back card.
And they're not going to be a favorite too often, I imagine, this year, right? Like
they have the second easiest schedule, so that helps.
Okay, that helps.
In their division, they have Carolina and Tampa, so they get those games.
Man, what a weak division with those 3 teams in there.
I mean, New Orleans has the easiest schedule,
and New Orleans is not even that. Like, yeah, that's just a tough division.
My guess is when they're home against New Orleans, they'll be favored, and on the road, it'll be close each time. Like so like, yeah, they won't be favored that often, but they do have a very easy schedule. And when they're at home with that schedule, like I think they can take advantage. Okay, we referenced them earlier. Coop teased it, but let's go for the Thunder Horsies. Chargers have the highest win total of any of the games, the highest projected point total for any of the games going forward. And so much of that is done through the air. Quentin Johnston will not be at his full, I think, snap count yet, but they're still using Josh Palmer as the third wide receiver. And most importantly, you have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, both healthy. And on the other side of the ball, they're playing the Dolphins. They're 3-point favorites. We expect the Dolphins to be able to put up points as well in this game. So if you're looking for a shootout, I think this game is highly likely to end up in a shootout. Over-under right now is 51. And I think a lot of the scoring, yes, there is Austin Eckler. So we got to, he can possibly steal from those LAC wide receivers. But overall, give me the Thunder Horsies wide receiver card.
Love it. Love it.
Okay.
Like that game's going to be a fire one. All right. Now, I didn't look at it before, so I don't know who the tight end card is, but it's
a crazy one.
Basically every week, right? Normally it would just be an auto KC tight end. That would not have been this case this week without Travis Kelce, and they've already played, of course. And I was also talking earlier on the show about how the TOC effect came right into play the very first game of the season, because you got Blake Bell scoring a touchdown, and the beauty of TOC right there with the KC tight end card. But I'm
string
so
tight end for the
here.
Chiefs. Yeah, third string tight end for the Chiefs, Blake Bell. Crazy. And yeah, so not only did the Chiefs already play, your then second best tight end is Mark Andrews. And I don't know if it's 100% official, but it's highly likely he's going to be out this week. Yes, they have Isaiah Likely, but that's still a major drop down from Mark Andrews. Then you look elsewhere, and George Kittle is still suffering from an injury. He's questionable for that game. So, like, this one is up in the air, but I am going with Minnesota tight end. TJ Hawkinson has had a lot of time to rest this offseason, has had some minor issues, but I think it was honestly contractitis more than anything. And then they got that big contract. And hey, Minnesota playing Tampa, weak secondary, not a great Tampa team in general. So I'm expecting Justin Jefferson to have a huge day. But in addition, hey, Jordan Addison might get eased in a little slower. TJ Hawkinson had such a strong finish. The amount of targets he was getting after that trade last year to Minnesota, I think he comes on strong this week. Minnesota as my number one tight end for this week. And rounding it out, when I'm looking at defenses, I'm looking at who is going against teams that are not going to put up points, that are going to get some turnovers. And for me, Baltimore DST. Baltimore's a 10-point favorite going against the Houston Texans. Rookie CJ Stroud's first time going against a top Baltimore defense. I'm expecting Baltimore to put up points easily, and that means Houston will not be able to just run the ball as they hope with Dameon Pierce. They're going to have to pass, and so I think we're going to see some turnovers. And I'm not expecting Houston to really put up more than let's say 17 points. So Baltimore DST as my number one card here. We did not stack. I considered going with that kind of Dallas Goedert tight end one to get the stack for this all Joker squad, but Minnesota tight end just felt too strong.
There we have it. Philadelphia quarterback, Atlanta running back, LA Chargers wide receiver, Minnesota tight end, and Baltimore defense. This is our optimal all Joker squad heading into week one. And we'll definitely monitor how each of these cards does, how the lineup does overall. And it'll be fun to see where it ends up being in the main event and whether or not it would have cashed. And because I think in the main event, 20% of people will be in the money this week. I think we cracked 1,000 entries at this point, 1,035 entries. Top 200 are making the cash this first week. So we'll see where this all Joker squad stacks up at the end of the week.
Awesome. And should be fun. Did we recap that Thursday night game? Talk a little about it.
You know what? We actually really didn't. We kind of buried the lead on that. Yeah, it was. Well, what are your thoughts? I mean, I'll give my kind of quick couple of takes. Is Kadarius Toney? I mean, it's not a hot take, but that might be the worst game that we've ever seen. I mean, when you think about the like a little. I feel like he had some hype about him going into the season. I feel like he had plenty of opportunities to make some plays, and then my goodness, some of those drops were just just horrible drops, but B, in such big situations. You drop one and it goes the other way for a pick six. And that drop at the end of the game, my goodness, you can't get any more wide open. I mean, I stink at football, and I'm pretty sure I could have caught that one, especially if I had those sticky gloves on. What were your thoughts on the game?
It was the worst single game PFF grade for a wide receiver since 2008. So worst in 5 years. Yeah, I think the expected points added for him per play was like -2 points or something. Just like absolutely atrocious. And obviously one of those is because of that ball that just went right through his hands, turned into a pick six. Yeah, I mean, we'll start with from a fantasy angle. All year, people have been trying to figure out, like, hey, who is the Kansas City wide receiver that's really going to elevate? And I've talked through this on my best ball drafts and podcasts in the past, but last year I made the mistake where I expected that, hey, if the Chiefs were going to have a great year, Patrick Mahomes was going to have a really efficient year, that there was going to be a wide receiver that would really rise above the rest. And I thought that'd be Juju. And, Juju was coming in. So he was still young. He's had success previously. And what we learned is that the Chiefs offense can be a top 3 offense just through Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. And like, they don't need another wide receiver to truly elevate. It can kind of just be a bit of a money ball situation where you spread out different role players, a lot of snaps. They brought 7 wide receivers in last night on the active roster. Usually you only have like 4 or 5. And this year, people went in with that same process, but didn't learn from the year before. And so people wanted to think it'd be Sky Moore. People wanted it to be Kadarius Toney. People are hoping it's Rashee Rice. People think maybe it's MVS. But I think the truth is, and what I've been saying all offseason, I think it's just kind of reaffirmed, is Patrick Mahomes does not have an alpha wide receiver there and is not going to have an alpha wide receiver there. And like Travis Kelce will still be, that offense is going to run through him. And this, yes, when he's hurt, like that leaves a major gap in what that offense is able to do. And I was thinking, we may see some more run, and maybe we do. Maybe when Pacheco gets a little healthier, maybe this week says like, hey, they need to be more creative on the ground game. But it's tough when you have Patrick Mahomes back there and you don't have the greatest from a run blocking offensive line for that team. So what are they going to do? Like, obviously they need Kelce healthy. Yes, Kadarius Toney had the worst game possible, but I think he's going to still be a major part of that offense. If you look at from an actual like usage and routes run standpoint, like I think he was targeted substantially on those routes he was running. It's clear like he can get open. Do we think those drops are like sticky, that they're going to be predictive going forward? I don't know. Obviously, there's been off the field situation with Kadarius Toney. The Giants were happy to get rid of him for that 3rd rounder. We'll see. Detroit on the other side, I think Detroit looks like a legitimate team. They're going to continue.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is so good.
Oh,
I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. He's just like, he's so good.
Yeah. I mean, and there's no other wide receivers out there. You got Josh Reynolds as like the number 2. Josh Reynolds is going to continue to play until Jameson Williams get out there. But I think most importantly is they're going to be a kneecap biting team. And Thunder and Lightning, Dave Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs will continue. I don't think Montgomery
that's
will
a great
many
combo.
touches. Yeah,
I thought Gibbs looks explosive. I mean, he's just definitely one of those guys where he gets the ball and you're like, oh, he's fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Him falling on that one play, that would have been an easy touchdown. Like one little
looked like
cut,
such an
outside.
easy one. He just literally fell.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think Dave Montgomery is going to disappear. Dave Montgomery is the clear better pass blocker. They don't trust Jahmyr Gibbs at this point to do pass blocking, so they were taking him off the field in 3rd downs, which really hurts his pass game role. And then goal line work. Dave Montgomery is just a bit of a bigger back, and I think like we'll still see him having a core role there. But yeah, great for Lions fans. Great game there. I learned something pretty interesting myself on Twitter. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see. We're gonna find it. But like I was making a comment about, there it is. Present my screen. So I tweeted on about the Kansas City wide receiver court. Has there ever been a wider gap between QB talent and wide receiver talent on an NFL team? And then what I learned is that if you really upset
1.5 million views. Holy Lord. I did not see this.
if you upset fan bases, and if fan bases feel slighted, specifically there were 3 fan bases that this really went crazy with. And that was the Ravens with Lamar, because everyone was like, Lamar's never had any wide receivers. His are far worse. Lamar has had Marquise Brown for the most of his career. Like, Lamar's aren't that bad. Then you had the Cam Newton ones, and people were like, Cam Newton's done this with Kelvin Benjamin and all these horrible ones. And like, maybe a little validity there, but like, Cam Newton is nowhere near the QB talent that Patrick Mahomes was. And that Patrick Mahomes is. So like that, I don't know, it's a little tougher. And then people were bringing up some of the Tom Brady teams, and that's probably right. Some of these Brady teams, their wide receivers were really, really bad. So there's some fairness there, and he's got the QB talent and the wide receiver talents were bad. But yeah, 1.5 million views and so many of them are like angry Ravens fans. It was hilarious.
Our old friend, our dear friend AG is probably in those comments somewhere.
He was there. I'm sure he was.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, some of my Philly buddies were like, I can't believe after all these years, Andy Reid's going back to the James Thrash and Todd Pinkston strategy that didn't work with the Eagles. Because like back in the pre-TO, like with McNabb, there were a couple years where the Eagles just had nobody at wide receiver. And yeah, it's a bold strategy. And there's not like, you can't really just add people. Like, is that even a realistic thing that the Chiefs could or would consider?
Well, so here's the thing. Like, they've brought in a previous first round talent in Kadarius Toney. They got Sky Moore, who was a second round draft pick, and Rashee Rice, who was a second round draft pick. So like they've devoted draft capital to this position, and then it just hasn't worked. And so no, they're not able to it'd be very difficult for them to bring in someone like a Mike Evans, trade with the Bucs, just from a salary cap aspect, from a contract wise. So like it's just a little more challenging. I see DJ Locke's like, can you sign Jarvis Landry? I mean, though these wide receivers should be better. They should
they just should be better.
Yeah,
just catch the damn ball.
Yeah, like I think it's a lot easier to bring in a running back off of free agency and plug him in than like a wide receiver. So I don't expect them to be able to do much. I think it's more of just like, hey, Travis Kelce needs to be healthy. Maybe if they can get creative, can get like a midseason trade in for a wide receiver. But yeah, I mean, they brought in, like, they have so many guys. Richie James they brought in. Like,
yeah, they're trying. They're trying. All righty. Any final words here, Justin, before we let you get back to finalizing your lineups ahead of lock here? An hour and 15 minutes until kickoff, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go. That means 21 packs need to be sold before kickoff to get to the next level, to get to that 1.8 million in gold. Let's make that happen.
We are so close.
For me, let's see. Got the DraftKings football show. So for those who listened to the most recent one, I noted that going forward on late Sunday nights or early Saturday morning, I'm going to try for Sunday nights as much as possible. So it'll be in your inbox when you're ready in the morning, or if you want to fall asleep to it. But kind of recap the day, how the day went from a football perspective, how the day went from my DFS, my lineups, my best ball, all that stuff. But kind of just give that RR, that rapid reaction to the day. So definitely check that out. And I got do you know who all right, I want to make sure I get the Mario Nawfal is.
Yeah, he's like a big Spaces host guy, right?
Yeah, so they reached out and I guess I'm joining a Spaces with them tonight. Yeah,
no way. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
They're getting into little football, so just sent me a DM and they're like, hey, we're going on a Spaces. So tonight at 7:30 I'm joining a Spaces with Mario and his team, just to talk some NFL. So that should be fun.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that dude.
I mean,
runs all the. I mean, He's got like
he's
Elon on and stuff before.
Exactly. Yeah. He's got the connection with Elon. Elon was retweeting him. I think he's got about 1 million followers like him.
Hell yeah.
Be interesting.
Love to see
No
it.
idea how it was found.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then I think that's mostly it. We'll be in Discord. We'll be sweating. We're gonna have Hanson on the TV as we watch 7 hours of commercial-free football.
Yes. Cool. Well, thanks, Justin, for joining. Good luck in your lineups today. And we'll see you in Discord, I'm sure.
Cheers. Hey, now you said you don't have any DFS going, but you have a little action in a Philly stack. So we'll see how that lineup does.
There we go. Boom. I'll be rooting for that for sure. All righty.
See you guys later. Good luck.
See ya.
GLGL.
There we have it. Always good to catch up with Justin, especially on a Sunday morning when we got football ahead. If you got any questions, comments, anything like that in chat that you want us to cover, make sure to fire them all in there. We have just over 1 hour until kickoff. Can't believe it is finally here. Justin broke down everything we need to know. We're going to go ahead and bring Cupe back up, round out the show here. What's up, Cupe?
Great conversation with Justin there. No need to have my mug on the screen when you're breaking down the slate, talking through some major movement on the slate. So awesome to see Justin. Go out there, type in your podcast feeds. Justin Herzig, DraftKings, the DraftKings football show will pop up. Like I said, one of my favorite things, honestly, to do as someone who plays fantasy is to listen to these guys that are playing at the top end of the spectrum. And Justin certainly is doing that. So hearing him give rapid reactions, I'm excited for the Sunday night show. Might be a 5-minute show, might be a 10-minute show, might be a tilt, might be a massive celebration for a bink that he had. Who knows? But yeah, really excited for that podcast. And I know a couple other people were talking about podcasts and TOC shows and what we're going to have going forward. You know, one thing I put out there that I think would be really interesting is if some of the community that are deep in the TOC streets, you know, have a podcast that they start or have a stream that they want to start. So if you're out there, if you're interested in doing that kind of stuff, would love to support it. Would love to put it out there for the people. You know, one of the things about these niche fantasy games is they grow alongside the community. We're continuing to market the game as much as possible. You heard Justin going to go on a Spaces with Mario, going to talk tons of different fantasy football stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, the biggest thing that we could do is create and foster an environment where you all want to talk about TOC, you all want to talk about Rumble. So if anyone out there in the community wants to put that together, wants to put that on their list, one idea that I had or thought that I had was getting as many people in a group that might want to talk TOC as possible. You get more people in a group, you have to commit to less. Maybe you're on a show or two, or maybe you just kind of start it, but would be awesome to see that done by the community. So let us know if that's something you're interested in. Would love to support it.
Yeah, it's a good call. Like Coop said, we can help with any of the logistics and yeah, we can just help get that started. But love the idea of some community-owned content coming out, different podcasts, and good chance to get yourself out there. Maybe you're someone who has been thinking, I'd like to start a podcast one day. Now could be your time. That was Coop and I 2.5 years ago. We never thought that we'd be doing a podcast or never knew that we'd be doing this. Well, I got my start at Roto Grinders a bit. So circling back to the top of the show. Like I said, I used to play some pretty heavy hardcore DFS. And then the 1 year Roto Grinders reached out to me and asked if I was interested in doing some podcasting with them, writing some articles with them. So for like 3 seasons, I did NFL and PGA content over at Roto Grinder. So that's where I got my start in doing podcasting, writing some articles. And that was definitely like super important for what we ended up doing here at OTM. And yeah, I highly encourage anyone to give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. You learn a lot through the process. And like Coop said, we're happy to support it however we can and keep spreading that TOC word.
Yeah, the other thing I'll say is like you're never going to be perfect. A lot of people, myself included, got on. You listen to podcasts, and it certainly sounds relatively simple if you're out there, sports. But one, it's not always the easiest. But two, you can get a lot better at it, in a couple of attempts. But as is everything in life, reps are everything, practice is everything. So if that's you, if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, I'd love to have a podcast, this could be an awesome way to get started. So like I said, just putting it out there. If anyone in the community is interested in that, would love to support it.
Love to see it. We have a question from Jonathan. How many have max entered TOC? Looking forward to that gold. I don't know. I honestly do not know. Do not have the answer to that question. I think the best way to try to find out is you can head on over to the lobby and you can look at all of the low ball entrants. And I would just count how many people have entered 5 low ball lineups, and that is likely the number. So we do not have the number readily available, but if you take 5 minutes, you can probably pretty quickly figure it out and at least be like very, very, very directionally correct. So we have that there. Eagle Putt, is the marketplace ready? Are we going live after Monday Night Football? Marketplace will be going live this week. That is correct. We're going to have a little... Stay tuned. Stay tuned on the marketplace, but it'll be this week for sure. T-Man says bar podcast. Now we're talking, T-Man. Live from the bar with the backdrop of that big poster. I mean, that feels pretty strong to me. I could see like a little like Thursday night podcast live from the bar, either before the game or like at halftime or something. That'd be pretty sick.
Love that idea. Love that idea, T-Man. Already putting himself out there. If you guys haven't seen it, check out Discord. A bunch of the Discord posts in the TOC channel. TOC massive poster, 6 foot wide by 3 foot tall poster over there in T-Man's bar / bowling alley. Looks awesome, man. I was checking out your website, T-Man. Excited for all the stuff you got coming, I'm sure, and really appreciate all the support that you've given TOC. So awesome to see that.
Let's take a little look here at the updated lobby and such.
While you do that, I'm over here in Discord helping people out. And I've seen a bunch of people say you're not getting access to the JJ qualifier contest. It is a little delayed. TJ and I covered that at the top of the show. If you buy your season pass right now, you'll have access directly to the Rumble qualifier, Rumble Legends qualifier contest, and then the Jolly Joker contest should kick in. There is a little bit of a delay in that, but Rumble prize pool is continuing to grow, pushing 37K now. So tons of people. I saw Ben had been in Discord. I was saying the procrastinators are coming out. He said the procrastinators, I am him. I know a lot of people are like that. So if you're out there, get in Rumble. If you don't get in this week, definitely want to get in next week. You can continue to play for the top 50, getting a golden ticket. Doesn't matter if you finish first or 50th. All you're trying to do is stack up those golden tickets. You'll get 100 gold for every golden ticket that you do win. Immediate payout, and then you'll get an entry into that Rumble Finals, which should be fantastic.
There we have it, 737 entries here. So not only does the top 50 win a golden ticket, but also 51st through 100. You're getting yourself a quarter 2 pass, so that will get you some extra lineups for later on in the season. And then 101 through 200, you get a week 2 ticket. So should we make these quarter 1 tickets?
No, because quarter 1 tickets are done after today.
Yeah.
So it's just not rolling. Like the quarter ticket isn't a rolling ticket. It's set as the 4 week spans.
So look at that.
So
More than 25% of people getting something out of it. And then yeah, I'm pumped for the Legends format. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And
so
remember,
yeah,
if
just
you're out there and you are a Jolly Joker holder and you only have one entry so far, we have our buy two, get one free special. So if you purchase a second, we'll get another one for free. So take advantage of that if you would like to have 3 entries into the contest every week. By buying 2 season passes, you will automatically get a third one for free.
Yeah, I was just going to say, to clarify, the quarter 2 ticket for 51st through 100th, you'll win a quarter 2 ticket. So starting week 5, you'll have your number of season passes that you have as a ticket. You'll also have an extra ticket because you'll have a quarter 2 pass for weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's what you'll win for 51st through 100th.
And look at that. We've now cracked $37,000 in prizes for the season, creeping slowly but surely, not even slowly, creeping quickly towards $40,000 in prizes. Again, we have 2 guarantees. We are guaranteeing that every single golden ticket gets you 100 gold every single week, immediately delivered to your account. And then we are guaranteeing a 50,000 gold, aka $5,000 top prize, which includes a trip to Vegas this coming summer. Love seeing that prize pool for Rumble grow over these past couple of days. And let's check out where we're at with TOC. So we have, there we go, 19 packs. So less than 20 packs now. 19 more packs will unlock the next 20K in prizing. Make sure you enter the contest in the lobby if you have not yet already done so. And as Jonathan alluded to, anybody that max enters these week 1 contests, the 2023 contest, you do not have to max enter the OG in order to take advantage of this deal. But for all of the people that enter each of the main event, low ball, side hustle, and Island of Misfit cards 5 times, you will automatically split 50,000 gold with all of the other people that do so. So nice little perk there for people max entering in week 1. We also have our OG card exchange going on right now. So you can exchange 5 OG cards and then become eligible for a buy one, get one free special. So you exchange 5 OG cards, then you go ahead, you make a pack purchase, and then you will automatically get an additional pack for free. And that is in addition to our always on buy 5, get one free special. So for every 5 packs that you purchase, you're getting an extra one for free, and there's no limit to how many times you can take advantage of that deal, and also no expiration on that deal, whereas this OG card exchange deal does expire Monday night. And then, as Eagle Putt alluded to, post Monday Night Football, after all of the week 1 contests are finalized and we've paid out all of the gold, we're going to be, in conjunction with that, opening up the marketplace. And that's going to be a whole nother level of fun in the game. I mean, I feel like the marketplace is arguably one of the most fun parts. It's also like the marketplace is going to be super slick in terms of the UI and how all of that works. So pretty pumped to be getting the marketplace out there and have that flying ahead of week 2 contest starting.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for Marketplace. You alluded to it at the top of the show. You and I doing some Marketplace testing late last night. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time in the Marketplace for sure. Yeah, TOC is gonna be pretty awesome this season. I've got a few friends kind of into TOC that sort of heard about the concept, didn't play in 21 because of some of the crypto challenges, and back now, and they're pumped about it. As smooth as possible on our site. Really fun navigation, fun to enter those lineups. I know the lineup builder got a lot of comments on how smooth the lineup builder is in Discord. So yeah, I'm psyched for Marketplace in TOC, psyched for the trading that will happen alongside Marketplace deals. So it should be a really fun time.
Yes, indeed. All right, Coop. I think we've said it all. We've got an hour until kickoff here. We've got some operational stuff we want to make sure that we also get taken care of. So I think we're gonna shut down the show here and make sure we get all of that stuff taken care of. We'll be around in Discord, of course.
Yeah, I'm in Discord answering
14
just about
packs away
every...
now. 14 packs away until we
Oh.
unlock the next 20,000.
Someone just went for the buy 5 and get one free pack deal for sure from 19 to 14. They picked up a 6th pack for free, putting 30 cards into their account. Looking to get into that main event contest. 84,000 gold in that main event contest. Someone taking home 20,000 gold to first place this week. Gonna be an awesome week. But yeah, TJ said it. I'll be in Discord until lock, trying to help out everybody. If you've made your purchases, these contests will continue to show up. If you have questions, you don't know where to go, ping me in Discord. We'll get everything set up as much as we possibly can. Can't promise everything to the procrastinators, but we will try to deliver. You've got 59 minutes now until lock. So if you're out there procrastinating, now is the time. Someone will inevitably ping us at 12:58, and we won't be able to do anything. So if you're over there, we'll try to help as much as we possibly can in this last 50 minutes or so. But yeah, let us know if you have any issues. And of course, good luck to everyone. Super fun week ahead of us. Going to be sweating the leaderboards, rooting for someone who's listening to this show right now to take home the top prize in TOC.
Good luck, everyone. Get those contest lineups in TOC, Rumble, all the things. We'll see you in Discord. Enjoy NFL Kickoff Sunday. Peace.